Top of it, top of it, top of it, man. It's your boy, Coach One Stack. We are tapped in and top of it, top of it. Getting them shirts to say top of it, y'all. And hey, before I drop this video, man, I got to get into Will Smith and Diddy getting exposed for violating your boy Bryshere Gray. And they got some fresh allegations on the table, y'all. Hey, man, but before I do that, man, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit that notification bell. I won't tell. And guys, let's get into it. And I want to show y'all a little video. But as you know, Bryshere Gray, man, from Empire, young man, he's coming forward and he's getting a lawsuit against Will Smith and Diddy. Why is that? See, Bryshere Gray had a manager named Charlie Mack, and Charlie Mack passed Bryshere Gray over to Will Smith and Diddy. So now you already know what happened, y'all. So Will Smith and Diddy, they was taking turns with Bryshere Gray. They turned him out. They groomed him. You understand what I'm saying? Not only did Will Smith and Diddy groom Bryshere Gray, but they was taking turns on that man with their sons, Jaden and Justin. Can you dig it? Man, like father, like son. And I got some more Will Smith content to drop later on. But see, guys, it's sickening how this boy has been turned out and what's going on in the industry with these people. And as Will Smith drops another movie, he's dropping a TV show, a series, man. I'm not watching that stuff. I'm not promoting it. I don't know if y'all promoting it. Man, shout out, man. We gonna start boycotting all these people that's assaulting all of these young black men and these white men, because once you take somebody's manhood, it ain't no coming back from that. And that's what Diddy has been doing. And see, even Brother Bilal had got in trouble because Bryshere Gray went to Brother Bilal and was like, man, y'all know what they doing. Y'all know that Will Smith and Diddy is making me give them fellatio. And guys, that's just what it is. They need to come out the closet. But me, I find it sickening. And now Bryshere Gray, because of all the drama he's went to, that man is now on drugs. And he's an OnlyFans model. And as you would guess it, Bryshere Gray only does movies with other men. Rainbow sex, unprotected. You dig what I'm saying? And hey, man, and it's also said, it's rumors, allegedly, that Bryshere Gray may have caught that HIV bug from Diddy and Will throughout them freak-offs. But man, I don't want to keep y'all long, so let me get into this video for y'all. Hold up.
We are only on the third day of this new year, and so much has happened. We have new conversations. We just have a sitting president of a different country just being captured and has been indicted just like that. First and foremost, I woke up to that news, which has just completely shocked and gagged me as much as it probably has for any of you guys watching about what's going on in the political world. But over here in the legal world, when it comes to the Hollywood industry and just actors in music in general, not even just in Hollywood in general, but an interview via Tasha K's channel from Bilal, who is, I believe, Will Smith's ex-best friend, has applied more pressure. And the man has come to bring in the conversation of Bryshere Gray and how Bryshere Gray was allegedly essayed by Will Smith from the back passage, and that also Sean Diddy Combs forced Bryshere Gray to give him fellatio, and that Bryshere was basically violated by multiple men, those who were assigned to him to do things to him. Now, if you look at Bryshere Gray, we're back into this conversation again, and he was a very promising actor from Empire who suddenly lost his way, and we're not really sure what happened. Now, granted, the man himself had his own charges dropped, Bryshere Gray, because he was accused of doing stuff. But if you look at what he's doing now, he's currently an OnlyFans content creator, mainly with men. So Bryshere is a gay man, and I do believe that multiple men, whilst he was an up-and-coming actor, caught this. They knew that he was just gay. They knew that he was somebody who was more fluid. And so therefore, I think that a lot of these men, allegedly, in my opinion, must have just believed that Bryshere Gray is somebody that they could do things with because he's just more flexible. He's just more fluid. He just likes, men more. And so therefore, we can actually do stuff with you, whether Bryshere Gray cares or not. So they completely violated him by understanding and knowing that the man is just bi or, gay. And just used him. I absolutely believe that Sean Diddy Combs would do things to Bryshere Gray. I absolutely believe that Bryshere Gray was violated by both of these men. That in itself is a believable narrative to me. Why? Because Bryshere Gray right now is online on OnlyFans getting turned out by multiple men, you know, creating this OnlyFans content, trying to create money from it, and etc. So I can even see that take place. I can imagine somebody being taken advantage of when they're young, being essayed when they're young, and that in itself can lead to problematic, aggressive behaviors, which is why they end up in prison, which is why they end up getting charged or being arrested, and then charges get dropped. They just go through a difficult life. Of course, that being that is Bryshere Gray's fault, but I'm talking about, you know, what started that level of aggression, and that can start from SA. So we're back into the conversation of Bryshere Gray, and I don't know about you, but just in these past 3 days, pressure has been applied to Will Smith. We have a lawsuit coming out, and that man actually spoke about it a couple of days ago before, and that in itself is very interesting. And then we have Bilal, this guy, basically talking about how he left the US to escape, and how he claims he received cease and desist letters, faced legal pressure, and was offered hush money with a demand for apologies, which he refused to do. He claims he's been harassed, includes feeling followed whilst living abroad, and he also claims that, you know, he has video evidence and that he's given this to Tasha K for her to see. And the man hasn't been sued by anybody as of right now, as far as I'm concerned. He hasn't been sued. Jada said that we are suing. Nobody's actually sued this man. Nobody sent him a cease and desist. Granted, he no longer is in the country. He has left the country, so perhaps it's difficult. But once again, we are applying pressure to Will Smith about what he's been doing to different men, allegedly, and the conversation about Bryshere Gray has been brought back. When Bryshere Gray has been brought back into this conversation, my feelings for him are just sadness. Like, I feel sorry for somebody who was a young man in a industry who I believe was completely violated and used by people without, you know, his permission, and he had to just go with it because these were powerful men, and in doing so he was promised more acting gigs, more career gigs, and none of that ever came. He was angry, upset, and it went down a very problematic route of substances, aggression, being charged, being arrested for bad things that he was doing himself. And now, the only thing that he's got left to do is OnlyFans. If you go on his X account, his Twitter account, there are multiple videos of him naked with men doing stuff for money. Now, granted, being gay is not the issue here. It's the fact, it's the pipeline of being SA'd and turning into a sex work.
Remember how Uber completely changed the game for taxis?
See what they did to Bryshere Gray? Turned that man out.
It's not about being gay here. It's not about demonizing gay people here. It's about going from being SA'd at a young age, allegedly for what I believe happened to him, to the pipeline of being a sex worker because you've been overtly sexualized at a very young age. Your brain has been rewired. You've developed different neural pathways that are more likely to be in regards to sex because that's what you were exposed to when you were young. Also, the pressure, the anxiety of that happening to you when you were young, and those men promising you different doors to open, but all of those doors are closed, so that you end up going back to something that you know, which is unfortunately sex, because you know you've been pre-exposed to that at a very young age. That is probably why he went to OnlyFans and why he's making money from that. And if you go on his profile, it's about who can I see next, who can I do things next with, I'm here to do this, and you can see him butt naked, you can see him like, it's everywhere. So I can absolutely imagine people like Will Smith or Diddy were like, wait, this kid is actually quite fluid, you know, we can tell, oh, he's actually quite gay, bye, let's try.
Yeah, and see, Bryshere Gray didn't get like that until he was assaulted by Will Smith and Diddy at Jada's house. He used to be alone there with Meek Mill and August Alsina and all that, guys. Man, these guys are monsters. Guys, y'all drop in the comments if y'all think Will Smith and Diddy are monsters for what they did to Bryshere Gray. Because, man, I don't know about the women. But I know from a young man's point of view, when you are a young man and you are inexperienced and this is what has been put into your life, you learn to like it. You learn to love it. But it wasn't his choice. His choice was taken because they were making him do it. And guess what? His mom had a part in it. She basically sold him off. But that's a whole nother story, man. But, man, hey, Bryshere Gray, we're going to pray for you. We're going to pray that if that's not how you want to be, if you don't want to be a part of the rainbow community, because if that's not what you want and you want to be a straight man, or you feel that you was forced into that and you don't know how to get out, man, contact Coach One Stack, man. We can sit down and talk about it. Any of you guys out there, if you are living a down low life, man, you guys can contact me for a very, very private consultation so I can talk to you and help you come to terms with what you're going through. Because I can only imagine, especially if you were touched. I was touched, but I was touched by a woman. I was a victim of being touched as a kid, and I know how it affected me. You understand what I'm saying? So I only could imagine what Bryshere Gray going through as being touched by men. Can you dig? But I don't like to keep y'all long on these videos, man. Like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Please, we on our way to 100K and up to 1 million, guys. This is a movement. You understand what I'm saying? This ain't just a channel. This is a movement. And you know the rest. Be blessed. Don't ever get finessed. Make sure you never get finessed. And get plenty of rest. And stay out of trouble like Will and Diddy should have.